Hello, YouTube! I'm Unca Crunk, just your standard issue purple monster of a certain age who plays games on the internet. In the previous episode of Phoenix Wright, we desperately fought to delay the conclusion of the trial to allow Gumshoe and Edgeworth's team the time to find Maya, with the help of Mia giving us a hint to her location thanks to Maya channeling her. In the process, we actually found the evidence that was the motive for all of this and were able to delay the trial by demanding handwriting analysis. Now, the judge wanted to adjourn for the day, during which time Maya might die of thirst, but Edgeworth managed to get a 30-minute recess instead. Now, we need to stall for some more time to wait for evidence gathered by Gumshoe to be delivered by Francisca for reasons too convoluted to go into here. March 23rd, 2:35 p.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 3.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
I guess nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Ms. Infax's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. Wait, what? Exactly.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This note was not written by Ms. Infax herself. It's a fake. Well, crap, all of that.
Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Ms. Infax, then who wrote it?
We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Carita. Mr. Carita? Well. Looks like Ms. Infax never left a suicide note at all. Wonder if she committed suicide in any case. Been wondering that since the very beginning of the game. She never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it.
That does sound very plausible.
This theory that On Guard had no idea that the suicide note was a fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Well, yeah. He was surveilling the dude. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, it is impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known it was a fake. As a matter of fact, Edgeworth gave me the evidence himself. Right here.
What is this little item called again?
A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right, a camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Yeah, I believe in your day they were called daguerreotypes. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. On Guard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. On Guard would have known that the victim had forged the note.
So then, the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Ungard's motive for murder was it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Ungard monitored Mr. Karita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Ungard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place?
Order! Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave.
As I figured.
As you figured.
As I figured. Came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. That is Mr. Wright's job. Stick to your lane, sir.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Ungard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh. Well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual. Oh my God, they really are going to call the cat. Edgeworth? Stuttering? This is not like him at all. And that was more of a stammer than a stutter.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
Well, this witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley DeKellar to commit murder? Wait, what? That's impossible! Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness?
It's... Yes,
go on, who is it?
The man himself. Mr. Shelley DeKellar. Wait, what?
Oh, Mr. DeKellar. But wait! Shelley DeKellar? You mean the killer? The assassin?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here to the witness stand.
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright.
Yeah?
Is this all right with you?
Do I have a choice here? I have to keep stalling for time. Can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is all right to do this.
Very well, then. The prosecution calls this witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. Oh. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley DeKellar, and I am a professional assassin.
I say! What is going on here?
Your Honor?
How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. DeKellar will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh, okay.
Oh, no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. DeKiller himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelley DeKiller.
I understand. Please wait a second.
I'm so hungry.
Maya!
Maya!
A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objection to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley DeKiller.
It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so...
Now then, witness, there is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Unca Crunk. Is this correct?
It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Crunk.
Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream.
Shelley DeKiller. What is he going to say?
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. DeKiller seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. DeKiller is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief.
You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix.
Okay, there's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself.
The trust between you and your client.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this extraordinary manner. This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the DeKiller name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did...
Yes?
That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough! Please, no more! Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway.
Okay, and that is the reason why I'm here today on this witness stand. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside their prescribed role. A role? This person tried to implicate another in the crime in order to save themselves. and this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now? Excuse me, but would you care to die? Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
The judge had better watch himself.
It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Okay, so he betrayed your trust, right? Oh, wrong button. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin and his client are to carry out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person. I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured?
Now then, everyone. Do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think. Really.
In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready.
Excellent.
And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. Now then, I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client. Don't you agree?
I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell me the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. Seems very steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. Not his therapist, you know. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I need to press on this.
What is it?
Well, now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name.
If you can't ask him, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Unca? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews.
What?
What? Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier.
Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor?
I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier.
What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. DeKiller would just stab Mr. Edgeworth in the back.
Stabbed Edgeworth in the back?
I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matt On Guard, perhaps? I knew it.
This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You Shelley DeKiller. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt On Guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. But we don't want to win it.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Ungard is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Bailiff, please bring Ms. Adrian Andrews in immediately.
What now? With the way this is going, Ungard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Ungard, my client, I know he's guilty. And I live with myself if I win this.
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley DeKiller is certainly lying on their oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie.
Miss Andrews.
The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. In one's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. The testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and the button, donning the nickel samurai costume.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her. You wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead.
No. Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Please help me. Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Gotta keep going. Phoenix? Can't do it, Mia. Can't accept not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Ungard is a killer. Murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Ms. Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Ungard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Ungard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. Trust. Never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right?
But that witness has cleared your client through testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. See through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. DeKiller.
Right away, Your Honor.
Has a verdict been reached? Therefore, that we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done.
What's he talking about? Usually done?
What shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that one Karita was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and the button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is a most unexpected turn of events for the, fifth time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here.
Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony,
then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. But I'll also buy myself some time.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that one Karita was dead. Okay, hang on. I'm going to go back. And question and press.
Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that one Kurita was dead.
From the very beginning.
That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true.
That's odd.
Okay, Alright, explain this then. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that one Kurita had been murdered.
But how do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor. Right, fingerprints.
The glass.
Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Kurita had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Kurita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix? If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence?
Sorry. Oh, well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. Prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. Just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
And what was that? What was with the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request for it by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Yes. Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. DeKiller had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken.
So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so.
You see, it is just as I said.
Damn. I screwed up. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax.
No, then, would the witness please continue?
Okay, I screwed that up. Hang on. Okay, so basically met Adrian Andrews. Of course he did. What was that? What would the pause? Press further. A few more details. Always meet. And then this and that. And this other thing. And then it was not important? Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face.
There it is.
It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That is when I thought, I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
It was very important. I heard what I think I heard just now. And I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance.
Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client.
But as we now know, that was not how it turned out, correct?
What do you mean?
Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right?
Well, yes. I suppose you are correct. So I would like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony is accurate?
Okay, go back. Okay, I guess I'm supposed to present Adrian Andrews' profile and show that Adrian is not a man. Objection! I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy.
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley DeKiller. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip up. about her.
So what is the issue? Oh.
What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following: that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. DeKeller's client could not have been Ms. Adrian Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. DeKeller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on? What is this gender of which you speak? Shelley DeKeller! This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
Yeah, no, he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of one Corita and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
So you took this job through a letter.
Didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. You break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. Can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. I think, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
Okay. Alright, mail.
There have been other times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of one Corita and 2 or 3 other small things.
2 or 3 other things?
Yes.
And what were these other things?
A few other things that have nothing to do with this case.
What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney.
Yes?
Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client?
That's...
I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one...
No, wait. Oh, this is looking really bad. Shouldn't press my luck. All right, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Yes! Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine. After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Karita's suitcase. And then what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony.
As you wish. And let's see. Did you know about the note? Shelley the Killer. If you had really given the bear to Ms. Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it.
This item? I see where you're going.
Yep, that's where I'm going.
Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Ms. Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Ms. Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order! So that's where you two were going.
Sir, by the very fact that this suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
Oh!
Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's enough. If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do. But wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please. Not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise...
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should...
Edgeworth, we can't do this. We keep this up. She'll...
The prosecution,
What's come over everyone? Even you are...
The prosecution rests.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. That is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
I end the trial here, right now. And your client, Matt Ungard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Yes, Andrews would be charged with murder. Yeah.
The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Ungard, to the stand.
The items from DeKiller's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, and it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Oh boy. Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you're innocent.
So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. Ungard!
What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap is just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice? Should I save Maya's life? You better get on guard, a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Ms. Andrews will be charged as the murderer. If I say he's guilty or not guilty, either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. All hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Ungard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's gonna say what I want, aren't you?
Right.
I can't do this. I have to decide something. Can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ungard, is...
We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Ungard, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, sorry.
Matt Ungard is...
Objection!
Pagana! The faces of Karma! Ow!
You'll see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool.
Did you bring them? Final pieces? Do you have them?
You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this.
What a filthy old coat this is.
That's gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. Do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What?
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Ms. Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. Sure of it. That's all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? And go ahead and ask for more details. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. See?
That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it?
That's what I believe, yes. Ooh. Okay. I kept the bullets that I removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. It's probably not going to help us very much. True. A small caliber pistol that is thought to have been fired by the killer at Francisca. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. Oh yeah, that's the money right there. I bet the killer took that from Unguard Mansion. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. One of the items retrieved. The killer violently tried to recover it. Contents unknown. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime?
I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There is a button missing on this uniform.
A button.
It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue.
Okay. That's not going to help much.
That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Mrs. Von Karma. You may step down now.
Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix? I knew it. No such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. Case in point. Hello? 30-year-old woman inside a sick... Wait a minute. 30-year-old woman possessing a 6-year-old. And, yeah. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's try for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2. The first, make Ungard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. But the killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Ungard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way, force the killer to end his contract with Ungard. If the killer were no longer to think of Ungard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. Yeah, but not if they're blackmailing him. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. I think I can make both of them happen with one piece of evidence. Bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side. Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. That's the case. Then who does need it? The killer. Person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have seen all the pieces of evidence. And that is how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct?
Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance.
One chance.
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
That's impossible. To turn this situation around in one try.
One try. That is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking On Guard down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, and let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to?
Oh, okay. Profiles. Okay, Shelly Decular. What if I accidentally chose that instead?
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person.
Okay. Alright, do I show him the videotape or do I show him the camera? Let's go with the videotape.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
All right! Looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence?
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. So I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place and time for you. Isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
Why did Matt Arngard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say? What do you have to say to that, Shelley the Killer?
Oh.
It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks in plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client.
I have one question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then that client would become my next target. For the honor of the tequila name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know.
So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Heh, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Maya! Thought I'd never see you again.
Oh, thank goodness.
This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Ah! Miss Von Carver, where did that...
She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Mr. Ungard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched this video.
Help me!
Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this all right with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you.
Right, Chief.
Guilty. Because, otherwise Miss Andrews will get roped into it. Matt on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. No! Guilty, 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 guilty!
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard?
I have left Ms. Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. And she must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. Guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone in the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself. Who I am. Thank you so much, everyone.
It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
March 23rd, 5:14 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You've got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Ms. Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
Can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt On Guard, is... Is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you.
Right.
Edgeworth! I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Wait, really? Pearls! You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mr. Maya is safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick! How? She punches deceptively hard for a kid! I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier, thanks.
Down! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy?
I don't think you'll ever understand, Ms. Von Karma.
How dare you?
Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago.
Edgeworth!
For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. It felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What foolish nonsense!
We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
What? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach out to that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth.
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Is Mr. Edgeworth on the right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with is because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool!
Miss Von Karma.
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I.
But what?
It's over. It's all over.
Francisca threw something on the ground just now.
This is an electromagnetic receiver.
Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe?
I'll return this to the precinct later. And there's something else.
Isn't that Miss Von Kammer's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. As a trophy?
Okay.
Nick! Maya! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Yay! She's back!
I mean, I knew she would be.
Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted it like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck on this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Maya,
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're all right.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
Did they not feed you yet? All right, I think it's time we got out of this depressing place.
Huh?
Where are we going?
Food, Nick, food, grub, chow, I'm starved.
I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger?
I'm a prime rib at least. Come with me, Edgeworth, please.
If you insist.
Oh, right. So, how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
March 23rd, 7:38 p.m. Gatewater Hotel lobby. Hey, pal. Hey, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you all right? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him?
You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was going to give out on me, and I ain't joking.
It was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai.
Thanks.
Now, looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you're pulling Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come on now. Everyone get around. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Well, looks like a lot of bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on. Tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective.
Me? You really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Well, you know, it's Wait. Oh, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from Tequila's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What?
4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item?
Oh, come on, y'all. It's over. But, whoo, boy, I tell you, you really are something else.
Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Oh, don't forget she was accused of murder twice, Lotta. Why does she look so happy about that? For being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So, to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's all right. It wasn't anything important anyway. Sure, it's nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. That's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here. The tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I love you! I mean, I just wanted to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? Yeah. I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Oh, dagnabbit, I was hoping for a kiss. Let's see. Yeah, why not? What's this? For later. Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. But Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick.
What?
Yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I can already put your name on the bill.
Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be for $3,000. What? Actually, I reckon you bought a pharmacist on your tab and all. What? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? No! Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, you don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, about time to let it all out.
This is going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
All right, then. If you say so.
Oh.
Okay. You.
Well. That was Phoenix Wright Justice for All. Oh. You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Great, auto-advancing text. As per usual. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just in case. Would you please drop at? Well, pal, looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. Yeah. Hey, I recognized you. I'm Maggie Bird and am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. Wait, what? And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. I remember her, but I don't remember the voice that I gave her.
Yes, are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Artie. Recently, yes, that girl, I haven't seen her around, yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much an eye, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped though. Yes.
Creepy dude.
It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make the Zimbabwe.
Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Moe's jokes.
Okay, apparently they're going to Zimbabwe. The circus, I mean.
I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are going to fall on deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo curls represent.
We've got a new act all worked up. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it.
What's this? Drat! It's just an ordinary electric razor recharging on a stand. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Edgy Pooh's idea, so that means it must have some deeper meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty. And any man that's going to feel the pain of my heel, there's a burn, they're flying with fire because it's dangerous. Where they store the incinerated burn ground.
I really hope they don't bring her back in the third one. They will. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Ms. Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone.
It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity.
March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International Departures Gate 12. Wait, what? Who's leaving? Where are you going, Francisca?
How did you know I was here?
With this? Of course he took the tracking device off of him and planted it on her.
That's...
I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example.
That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. Don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting.
When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
4 things?
It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over.
What are you going to do now?
That's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter.
Francisca?
So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be.
No, I am not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away.
Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to.
Right.
You knew something like this would happen, didn't you?
No, I was hoping you'd use it on me later.
I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles ahead of us. I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat. Since this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francisca von Karma.
But
Francisca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you'd better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you. Then at last we meet again.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Well. To the outro. Okay then. A little fuel for the Maya and Nick shippers out there at the end. And for Francisca and Miles. So yeah, there's pretty much zero support for my ship. Anywho, all's well that ends well. I hope Phoenix got paid very well for defending on guard, even though he lost. But next weekend, we will take the murder mysteries back to school with Danganronpa Goodbye Despair. Speaking of, up here's a playlist of my Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!